Hi Chantel, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, can't complain. So I haven't seen you in a week. Do you know why you're coming?
I guess.
Because I did meet with your foster parent. I know do you remember you came in with them last week?
Mm-hmm.
We filled out the intake process. So I'm gonna talk about a little points about some things, and then you just try to fill in the blanks. Or if you don't want to, that's fine too, Still meeting and greeting. So you came in last week. I know you've been in the care of the Department of Children and Families. You're in foster care because your parents were deported. You have no other family members here. So when ICE picked them up, I left you alone, and resulting in the foster home that you're in. I know their biggest concerns is just that, you're not really speaking much. I know it's like 3 to 4 weeks in, school's about to start. So talk to me first about your parents.
Well, they're not here.
Yeah. Have you got a chance to speak with them at all since they left? Do you even know if they made it back to DR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, why have you not known or connected with them? Or?
No, I didn't get anything back.
No. So how are you trying to connect with them?
Well, there's not really any way.
Do you have access to a phone, or
I do, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if they do. I don't know where they're at.
So you think that they still have their working phone number? That's how you're trying to connect with them? You don't know any family members in DR, like their contact information, cousins, anything through Facebook? Before they were deported, were you able to connect with them, talk with them, hug your parents, and nothing?
Mm-hmm.
God, it must be hard. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Because it happened out of nowhere, so.
Yeah. So the people that you're staying with, how is that coming out?
That's fine.
I know they're a little bit older. They're not Spanish. So, do they have other kids there?
They have a girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's cool.
Do you have your own room? Do you share a room?
I haven't had my own room.
Do you think that this is beneficial for you to come to therapy? Do you think you need therapy? Like what? Talk to me about what you want. Because we all know what the foster parents' concerns are, but I'm just wondering, do you share the same concerns? Do you even know what they talked about? What their worries were? Mm-hmm. So I know they were just worried about you just being very quiet. They just think that you were coming off as depressed. To them they thought it showed signs for someone your age. Be very hesitant and quiet and not really eating much, not talking much, sleeping a lot, staying in your room, not wanting to participate or engage in any of their activities. So I know there's like a real fine line because first of all, you just ultimately don't even know, ripped from your parents' home, whom you love so much. You guys are very close, and everything has changed. Never been in a foster care system, never felt abused or harassed in any shape or form. So this is a lot. So while I understand why it may make sense to them for you to engage in services, because you have a lot of signs that someone would think, wow, is this girl depressed? How is she really feeling? How can you process this? It's not easy for me to say, oh, instantly I'm going to diagnose you with depression. Just because you're sad doesn't mean you're depressed, number one. And number two, I'm not even sure how your personality is. So talk to me a little bit about you. How are you?
I mean,
Like, just not like, tell me about how your personality is. So when someone says Chantel is, you know, are you funny, bright, quiet, loud, quiet, reserved? You know what I mean? How would you think your friends would describe you?
reserved.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In what way? So you've always been quiet?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess what my foster parents were seeing was just personality regularly.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think you're depressed?
No.
Do you think you're just sad?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened with them, so.
You must be scared. Have you been able to connect with your DCF worker to see
Not
if
yet.
they know any information?
Not yet.
When is the next time you're going to meet with her? Do you know? Do you even talk to your foster parents?
Not really. It's a little weird.
Yeah. Do you like the food that they've given you? Do you feel, I mean, I know, for lack of better words, do you feel comfortable in the house with them?
I mean, so far, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
You just don't want to talk to them about anything. I mean, because you went from living in Northborough, now you're living all the way in Wellesley. It's a much different area. All your friends. Have you been able to connect with your friends?
Yeah.
So, how are your foster parents, you know, supporting you with that? Like, do they allow you to continue to speak with them, have them come over? Like, what are some of the things?
I haven't been able to have them come over, only because of distance, but I still talk to them.
What is it that you hope to accomplish here?
What do you mean? Like in therapy?
Yeah. It's okay to say if you don't think you need it, if you need it, if you don't. There's no wrong answer.
I don't think I need it.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, they see I do, but I don't think so. I think I'm fine.
What do you think about having a session with them?
I'd be fine with that.
Just to help you. Do you think that will help alleviate some of your anxieties around them just learning who you are and having ideas of who you are? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do meanwhile? Because I know that they are very active people. So when they're out and about, like, what are their names anyway? Do you know their names? Or you just call them Miss and Mister?
Thomas and Mr.
Yeah? Okay. It's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay to not want to really talk to them or address them. But to be honest with you, the only way this is going to make it perhaps a little bit easier in terms of you living there is them knowing who you are. So they're not assuming always the worst, you know? You listen to music?
Yeah.
What's your favorite music to listen to?
Like pop.
Okay. That's what is that?
Just popular music.
Oh, popular music.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm not down with the lingo. That's why. When you said pop, I'm like, is that an artist? So what type of music?
Just anything that's trending.
Mm-hmm. Do you listen to music throughout the day, through your homework studies, stressed out, not stressed out?
Always.
All the time?
Mm-hmm.
So what will be your top 5 music choices?
Like when it comes to artists?
Mm-hmm. Right now, if I was to check your playlist, what will be your top 5 songs?
Definitely some old school R&B.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe My Boo, definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
Good song.
What is it about?
Love.
Love.
Mm.
Well, it's interesting that you say my boo. I'm curious. Do you have a boo?
No.
No. You never had a boo thing?
No.
No. Okay.
Strict parents.
Strict parents. What else for music?
Anything. It's like, I don't know. I don't have any top music.
Mm-hmm.
Just whatever plays. It plays.
Do you cry? Silly question, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah.
Have you cried since you've been at your new home?
Not really.
Do you even consider it home yet?
No.
So is there some, like a specific word you want me to refer to them as, or maybe just the place, or?
Just my foster parents' house, I guess.
Okay. Have you made any friends in your
No.
neighborhood?
No.
So what are some of the things that they want you to do?
They've been just, I guess because I think I'm depressed, they just keep their distance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they try sometimes.
Like what? What do they do?
They'll come in my room sometimes. The room that they gave to me. They'll just talk to me. They'll try. I don't really push them away. It's just I don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to just sit in your own thoughts. There's something wrong. For me, I feel comfortable to be in silence.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm sitting across someone who doesn't really want to speak. That's fine. So, I'm just trying to picture things out in your house. Is there any pets there?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did you have any pets before?
No.
No? Alright. So what happened to all your stuff? And all your parents' stuff? You know what I mean? Like, when ICE came, where did they come? Was it like you guys in public? Was it at your house? What happened?
My dad was working.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was at home.
Mm-hmm.
So they got my dad first.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came to the house.
And did they give them a reason why? Or give you a reason why?
No.
Talk to me about your country.
Um,
Well, I know you were born here,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, you know, DR. I've never been to the Dominican Republic, so tell me.
it's very beautiful.
Paint a picture for me with your words.
Well, I went on the countryside
Mm-hmm.
and with a farm.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how to farm?
No.
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 Is it something you're interested in?
Not really.
No? It's okay.
It was on my mom.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So when you would visit DR, would you stay more with mom's family or dad's family?
My mom.
Okay. Now, is there a lot of, like, does your mom have other sisters, brothers? What does the family look like in DR? Okay, so you land. Who picks you up?
On my mom's side, on her dad's side, but her dad died, so I think it's like his grandfather.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm just trying to, I know you're worried about touching base with all these people, seeing how everyone is doing, especially your parents. You don't have any phone numbers for them. How about through social media? Instagram, Snapchat.
I never use social media.
You never use it?
They don't.
They don't.
So,
No younger cousins that use it or anything like that that you know of?
well, they all just speak Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish.
Okay. Well, lucky for you, I speak Spanish. Does your social worker speak Spanish?
No.
No. I think there could be ways that we can go around trying to, you know, get in contact with your family. I mean, I know for the purpose of our sessions, you know, our goal is always to just kind of assess and let's see where we are and let's help you process everything that's going on. But I want to kind of be a support for you through this whole process because it's not easy. But I think it's important that we also, if you feel comfortable with it, have your foster parents be a part of this process too. Now, they don't speak the language either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, is there a way that you can create a list of people you know in DR? Like maybe if there's you said that they don't really use social media or anything like that, but do you think there's a way you could get in contact with them, even though you don't speak the language, but someone could translate it for you, or?
Possibly.
Do you have any addresses or anything like that? So how would you even What would be your first step?
I don't know. 'Cause I don't know. I was there. When I was there, I was really little, so there's no way for me to know anything from them.
So you still have the phone number that your mom, your parents gave you. So it's important that that number always stays up and running, right? Do your foster parents understand that or know that? Do you know how much the bill is? Like what?
I don't know anything about that stuff.
Because you know when you have a cell phone plan, how often do you have to pay your bill? So I worry that I don't want that to further your disconnect from your family because it does take some time. Do you understand what a deportation looks like? So I know once they remove, there's a process of deportation. Sometimes they're held in detention centers. Did they leave you any paperwork or anything that you could just refer to see who could be your next steps? No? And your parents don't know anything except your phone number. And they have your paperwork, so they know about those things. I think it's important too that we connect with your social worker and kind of see if she has any information or insight as to where would you go, how would go about just getting in contact with these people, because you're 16, and what that really means is that because your parents are gone until you turn the age of 18, you will be in the custody of the department unless a family member was to show, come forward, or if you have a family friend, anyone. Do you have any friends that you know that could have known family members or anything in DR? No? Alright. My heart breaks for you, Chantel. It must be very nerve-wracking not knowing what's what. You say you like music. Music is a good way to help you with your stress. Do you feel stress at all? I know it sounds silly, but I just want to try to learn to figure you out.
About the situation? I don't feel stressed, more like, I don't know, I think I'm in shock. So. It was abrupt.
It's a big change. Especially living with strangers. Having a new home. How is the home? Big, small, an apartment, a house?
It's a house.
Right?
Which is new.
New to them or new to you?
New to me.
Okay. How's the food? Different?
I can't really cook.
You can't cook?
They can't.
They can.
No.
Do you know how to cook?
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that'll be a great... I'm all about homework. I don't know if you love homework or not. Tell me what your thoughts are. I feel like I always give fun homework. So I like to give activities before our sessions end, just to kind of help have something spark conversation or spark a change or spark a shift, something in your situation, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of things we talked about in terms of possibly having your foster parents, Mr. and Mrs., come in. Do you have a preference if it was just one or both?
I think I'm with both.
Okay. I mean, connecting with them in that way, everyone meeting together just to kind of help you connect with them and them to connect with you. I know they've called me a few times. They say that you're a very pleasant girl and they feel extremely bad for your situation. And I know they said if there's anything they could do to help, they would like to. So I mean, it's worth exploring with them, because who better than the new people that are in your lives, which sounds weird, but I was just interested in learning from you, like, okay, what can you do to try to connect with them? So you said they don't know how to cook, but you do. You ever thought about cooking with them?
No.
When they go grocery shopping, do you ever go with them, or you stay home, or what?
Stay home.
Yeah. So would you go with them?
Alright.
Yeah? Okay. What would you want to cook?
Rice, beans,
And what else?
Some meat.
Any meat.
Maybe chicken.
I like chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, how about this? For your homework, I could initiate when we leave, because I know they wait for you in the parking lot. I can let them know that you're really a great cook and you would love to cook a meal. However, your homework would be to cook the meal, but you would go with them to purchase all the stuff and try something new. Remember, we're not trying to, the goal is not to make you feel like your parents are being replaced, because they will never be replaced. But I think it's important to try to help you process everything that's going on, because it's a lot. This is your junior year in high school. Your whole family is gone. You've met somewhat nice people, but you don't really know them. I'm just trying to figure out what the next steps would be, but keeping us up quiet, it's not going to really... I know that's how you function, but for them, they don't know you, so they don't know that that's how it is. So just, you don't have to be people's best friends, but let's try to figure out what are some things we can do to help people or help them understand you. So we're going to try to do the... I mean, you don't have to, but what do you think about that? Or playing a game with them. Do they play games? No. How much older are they? Like, are they way older than your parents? Or do you think they could look like grandparents? Like what?
Not grandparents, but probably going to 60.
Okay. Well, that is different, you know? That is different. And the other person that lives in the house?
It's a girl.
It's a girl, but how old is she?
She's around the same age as mine.
Okay, so she's in the foster care system too?
Yeah.
So, do you connect with her?
Not really. We have different rooms.
Do you know why she's there? No. So, do you want, I mean, whenever you want to end a session, you know, we can end a session too. It doesn't have to last the whole 45 minutes. We're getting to know each other, and that's just something that I just want to throw out there. You know, we talked about a lot of different things. Do you feel like you want the session to end? Do you want to come back next week?
I think maybe coming back with them, so they just know that I'm not depressed.
Okay.
Just to clarify that.
Okay. And then going from there?
Yeah.
Alright. Do you want me to walk out with you?
No, I'm okay.
Well, are you going to talk to them about...
A work assignment?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You want to practice? What are you going to say to them?
Probably say that you think it'd be best if,
Well, I don't want you to do something because I think it's best. I'm just throwing you suggestions.
okay.
So, make pretend I'm in the car. Do you sit in the front or the back?
In the back.
The back. Okay. I'm driving. Boop, boop, boop. Before you get in the car, are you going to tell them something? Or are you going to just say, like, what do they ask you?
So, from the last time that I was here, they asked how the session was. So it was fine. And they asked some questions about just like what you asked. I answered them. So I guess that'll happen again. I'll answer them, mention your suggestion, and then go from there.
Okay. So are you ready for this visit to be over, the session to be over?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I'm happy you came in today. So today is Monday. Our sessions are going to be scheduled at 3:30 every Monday, and that's subject to change. So if you feel like you're having not an easy day, you can always call. You have my phone number. Remember, you put it in your phone. And we can just go from there. All right? I'll walk you out, at least to the parking garage. Okay? All right. Thank you for coming.